So what's going on, guys? My name is MrDalekJD, and today I'm bringing you something a little bit different, but we're going to be talking about Call of Duty 2016. Now, have you seen from the title of this video, there's been a humongous amount of talk today about this supposed rumour on what Call of Duty 2016 is going to be revolved around, and we're going to be discussing it in today's video. Now, do bear in mind this is a rumour, so take this all with a huge grain of salt. Now, all the information in this video was provided to me by a Charlie Intel article. I'll link that down below in the description so you guys can go and check out their blog. Now, they're a very reputable blog. They've been very, very trustworthy in the past with dropping information, and I don't think they'd report on something like this if they didn't believe there to be some sort of legitimacy to it. Either way, you can read the full thing in the description. This rumor comes from an industry insider called Shinobi602, who has been proven with his track record in the past of leaking information about Call of Duty games, especially with Black Ops 3. He mentioned that there'll be wall running in multiplayer, as well as there being cybernetics and body enhancements, which all the specialist characters in the game have. He also said very early on that Black Ops 3 was going to be on PS3 and Xbox 360, but was going to be developed by a separate dev company, and that was correct as well. I wouldn't normally make a video like this, but with this insider industry guy who has such good track history, I feel like this would be good to cover, and even if it's not true, it's great to talk about it and speculate anyway. Now, according to him, this year's Call of Duty title from Infinity Ward takes place very far into the future and is based around space combat. You did hear me right, space. He specifically says that this title will be full-on science fiction. Now, me hearing that, I'm both excited and extremely worried about where Call of Duty is heading if this is to be true, because on one side, this sounds very, very cool. We've never had a Call of Duty which has gone so far into the future that we're dealing with full-on science fiction, where we could have like battles in space and like the weaponry could be insane, and we could be fighting over planets and on different planets almost. It could be like on the level of Star Trek epic, but there's a completely other side to the coin where every year we've gotten increasingly more futuristic Call of Duty games, starting with Call of Duty Ghosts, which was very, very slightly into the future, but not by much. Advanced Warfare was pretty futuristic, and Black Ops 3 went even further into the futuristic era, and it's about time that a lot of us, including myself, would love to see a game that takes place in the past, in like a world war. I can't imagine how awesome a next gen world war title would look, but it seems we're going even more into the future, which could be hundreds of years in the future, maybe even thousands. We have no idea at this point. But with it going fully sci-fi, we can imagine that as this is being so far in the future, the movement mechanics inside this game is going to be even more advanced and crazy than Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3. We had the exosuit and the kind of thrusting mechanics. We could go even crazier, where instead of having even more kind of robotic crazy movements, there could be elements of gravity in forms of being taken place in space or on different planets where the gravity could be different, and then we wouldn't really have a change with the movement, but it's the actual gravity itself which is affecting everything. Now, if this rumor is true, that means that Call of Duty Ghosts 2 is not a title that we're going to be seeing next from Infinity Ward, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are happy to hear that, as Call of Duty Ghosts wasn't a very well received game, and I don't think it's a good idea business wise for them to make a sequel to a game which didn't do so well, so they could be doing a completely new kind of title in the franchise now. I'm sure there's a few of you who may be a little disappointed that there isn't going to be a sequel to Ghost, as the campaign ending surely suggested that there was going to be a second one, but this sounds like a very crazy imaginative title that Infinity Ward are going to be working on for us, if this is indeed true. Now, we have Extinction Mode in Call of Duty Ghosts, which I think was really cool. It was very different to zombies, and it should be treated as a different mode entirely. You can't really compare the two because they're very, very different. But that took place kind of sort of in the future. There was a lot of weird elements, and the actual like cryptids themselves could be seen as a slightly futuristic, almost alien form. They definitely are aliens, and that does indeed tie in quite well with with space. So if this is the case, we could see some crazy advancements in the storyline for Extinction if this does take place a few hundred years after. A lot of the places we went to in Extinction all took place on Earth, and we didn't see like the planet where the cryptids came from, so they could really expand on this story and make Extinction a really in-depth mode, just like Zombies, where we have this one plethora where we've got zombies and what we know and love about it. We could have this very futuristic Extinction alien mode where we delve into like the cryptids planets and possibly going on to other planets as well. Like, thinking about that actually sounds pretty cool. Now, when Call of Duty Ghosts was the current Call of Duty title and we had Extinction, of course all of us enjoyed Extinction, but we really were just yearning for Treyarch Zombies. But thinking about it now, Extinction was actually pretty cool. I would rate it better than Exo Zombies, and the fact that it was different, and I liked it how it was always this kind of structured thing where you had to go around and do these specific things all the time and every time you played it. But I also didn't like it because it was structured and you had to do that all the time. Zombies, you can literally play it in completely different ways every single time, and I think the replay value of Extinction was a little bit lacking in Call of Duty Ghosts. So if they do bring it back and they somehow manage to either overhaul it and make it kind of similar in the survival sense, I think this could be a fantastic mode for us to play. Rounding this all up as well, Eurogamer has independently stated that one of their sources has also claimed that this year's game takes place far into the future in space, and they've also said that this is not a sequel to Call of Duty Ghosts. And finally, I think Infinity Ward have taken a little bit of a leaf out of Treyarch's book when it comes to cryptically teasing that this space title could be a possible thing, as on the 1st of January 2016 they tweeted out a picture from Call of Duty Ghosts, which was the kind of space level right at the start of the campaign. It says, "Happy New Year, happy 2016, here's to reaching new heights. How did you celebrate?" Some people could see that as just them using Call of Duty Ghosts artwork, but this could have been a double meaning, hinting at the space setting for their title this year. And as an added little thing as well, Candy Slexia, who used to be on the community side for MW3 and Ghosts, is now the production coordinator for Infinity Ward, and her Twitter background is a picture of space. I'm not sure if that's just, again, another subtle hint, or if she just really likes space and just has it there. It could just be a funny coincidence, but let me know down below in the comment section now. I bet you're absolutely going crazy right now hearing about this news. Let me know your thoughts down below on this. Do you like the idea of a space futuristic Call of Duty title, or do you not? I personally think that Call of Duty needs to stop going into the future, and I was pretty apprehensive about this news, but thinking about it and thinking about how cool a really crazy science fiction Call of Duty could be, I'm sort of on the fence about it now. I'm a little bit excited, a little bit apprehensive still. I can't really have any judgment on it really until we see some gameplay, and I'm sure we won't have to wait too long, as normally Call of Duties are revealed in April or May, so we've only got around about a month or so to wait until we hear official news, but I'll be sure to update you guys on that as soon as possible. So if you want to stay updated, make sure to subscribe, drop the video a like rating, and I'll catch you on another one soon.